All right, now what we're doing here is my right hand, which is this P is my thumb, then I have I, M, and A. These three fingers will be in positions 1, 3, 2, and 1. Or if I say position 2, I'm referring to 4, 3, and 2. And if I say 5, 4, and 3, that's position 3. But just for this one page of music we have over here, I'm going to be going one measure at a time, and this is not intended to be played as a song or a tune. Think of each measure like an item on a menu, and I've heard people many times say before, oh, I keep playing the same patterns over and over. Well, not anymore. So let me show you what's going on here. Arpeggios is a sequence of fingers in a row. When we get down here and we start doing these rolls, that's going to be thumb, finger, and I put the right hand plucking fingers for every single note here. A lot of times in classical music, they won't give you that advantage. They might give you the first measure, and that's it. So let's take a look right now at this very first measure. It's a forward arpeggio in position 1. It's very simple, and you'll notice your thumb shifts from string 5 to 4, and I'm playing a C chord with my left hand. So what you see in the first measure is simply this: 5, 3, 2, 1, and 4, 3, 2, 1. So try and play that a few billion times. Just like that. Something I should really suggest you do is watch your breathing and your posture when you're playing. Okay, now let's take a look here at measure 2. We're doing a reverse arpeggio. Our thumb is still doing a 5/4 bass, so in this exercise, okay? Now what's happening over here is in measure 3, this is position 2 and position 1. So this is the first time we're doing a shift with the right hand. And we're going to start here on the 5th string, and then I keep the bass on the 5th string just because I'm trying to keep it very simple. But my right hand is in position 2 and then 1, and it goes 4, 3, 2, and then 3, 2, 1. So your right hand now goes... just like that. Okay, now let's take a look over here at measure 4, and you notice we're going from position 1 to position 2 with a reverse arpeggio, and my bass stays the same, so that's very simple. It's just... and that's it. And then right over here we have the next measure, measure 5. It's a pair, and we're still in position 1, okay? So what's happening here is my bass does transfer from 5 to 4, and then I'm going to pick with P, I, and then M and A twice in a row. And that's a pair of fingers, okay? Okay, now this next measure here, measure 6, is very similar to 5, but the only difference is we just do one pair and we come back to that 3rd string, and you're going to get this with that pattern. The big key with all of this is to make sure, especially on pairs, when you hit the M and A fingers, try and pluck them evenly. Don't have one accent louder than the other one. Okay, now let's take a look here on measure 7. It's the bottom line here. We have position 2 to position 1, and we're going... so there's our pair. We have our pair again, so we have position 2 to 1 with the double pair. That's that simple. Now, so far up until now, all we've done are sequences like arpeggios, position shifts, forward, backwards, and some pairs. Now, this gets into a whole new world of picking here when we start talking about the rolls. An inside roll followed by a forward roll. And what I mean by that is if you take this measure here, measure 8, and you decide to split it kind of into two little puzzle pieces, the very first 4 notes, an inside roll, is thumb, middle, thumb, and index. So it's basically, like I said before, thumb, finger, thumb, finger. So it's P, M, P, I. And then what happens in the second half here is you'll notice your bass strings stay the same, but strings 3 and 2 happen next instead of 2 and 3. So you have a reversal of your fingers, and you wind up getting a forward roll. Now the reason I call this an inside roll is because it's kind of like your hand is closing in on itself. I'm doing the outside ones, 5 and 2, and then coming inside to 4 and 3. When I do the forward one where it's opening and going forward, I'm going 5, 3, 4, 2. So if you put that together, the way measure 8 sounds is just like that. And the last measure we have here is an inside roll followed by a forward roll. And you'll notice what's happening here is first in the previous measure, measure 8, we used M and I and then I and M. Here we're using A and M and then M and A. And you have like that. And I think I'm going to go ahead and show you just one more here, because my point I'm trying to make is with an inside forward roll combo, we used fingers M and I and then A and M. So basically we just used, here's my M and I, and then we used A and M, that's middle and ring. And on the next page here I'm going to use I and A. So just to kind of complete the cycle, I want to show you here that for the inside roll, forward roll, now we're using A and I. So that's a C chord with your left hand, and then a P, A, P, I, and then a P, I, P, A. So if you did those 3 measures in a row, you would use your pair here of I and M. The next measure would be M and A, and then I and A. And I do that a lot. I use pairs and get every possibility in there. So those 3 would actually be P, M, P, I, P, I, P, M. And then the next measure was P, M, P, A, P, M, then P, M, P, A, and then P, A, P, I, P, I, P, A, like that. Okay, that should be enough for right now, and we'll get into some more advanced patterns next.